Joining us here in the studio, CBS News Chief Washington Correspondent and host of Face the Nation, Bob Schieffer. Bob, always nice to have you here with us in person.
Thank you.
So afterwards last night, you said something to the effect of you could almost see the steam coming out of the president's ears. Did either the president or Speaker Boehner accomplish anything last night with those speeches, which is kind of unusual for the president to do?
I'm not sure that they did, quite frankly. It seemed to me what was really underlined last night is just how far apart the two sides are. I mean, there is a divide in the country over what to do about spending and what we want from government, and you're seeing that in the Congress. The problem, Erica, is you've gotten a lot of Republicans here who were elected the last time on a promise of never, ever, never raising taxes. On the other side, you've got a group of Democrats who got elected by promising never, ever, never to touch any entitlement program, including Social Security. So while the leaders, I think, are ready to make a deal, it's the followers. And there are a lot of people who think, on both sides, who think it would be political suicide to compromise. Compromise has become some sort of a dirty word.
It has. It's almost become a four-letter word in Washington. You bring up two interesting points. The fact that the leaders may be ready to compromise. So who holds the strings here, first of all? Is it, in fact, the parties, not the leaders?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure who holds the strings right now, and I think that's what's wrong. I mean, Speaker Boehner can't deliver enough votes to get something that Democrats will agree to, and by the same token, nor can the president. We've never kind of been in this position before. What's happened here, Erica, is that you know, we've reached the point where it now takes so much money to get elected to the Congress that each of these members have to sign off with so many special interest groups before they get to Washington that once they're there, they can't compromise on anything. Their positions are already set in stone. So you have what we have now, a Congress that is dysfunctional.
And in many ways more interested in staying in Congress, getting reelected, or dealing with that politicking. It's interesting, though, because the American people are clearly fed up. We're seeing more and more polling information come out about this. The Hill yesterday finding 51% of those polled said members are too unwilling to compromise, and 71% say they're either very or not at all confident lawmakers will even come to a deal. All your time in Washington, you say it's the worst you've seen. Is there any chance of a deal here?
Well, I suppose in the end something will be worked out, but it may not be before they reach this deadline, before the government has to start defaulting on its financial obligations. And I mean, I don't see the path to a deal right now. There may well be one, but I see nothing that has been said publicly that indicates that a deal is imminent. Does it matter at all if they're so concerned about potential political suicide by compromising? Does it matter at all that the American voter, though, is fed up with most of Congress and in many ways feels that they're holding the economy hostage? Well, I mean, we say, do they hear the people out there? They hear the people that give them money to finance their campaigns. They hear the people that got them to Washington. The question is, what about all the rest of us out here? And I'm not sure they do. Well, interesting. Some people, perhaps this may be a result of the president's call last night to say, hey, get in touch with your congressman. Whether or not they may be backers of the president, we saw, as Bill just mentioned, some of the sites actually buckled under that traffic, including Speaker Boehner's. Well, I mean, that was, in a sentence, the president's message last night. Obama to Congress, Obama to the American people, call your congressman. And I'm sure a lot of people will, but I'm sure there were a lot of people who called their congressman and said, don't do what the president wants to do. The country's very divided right now. It is, and pretty fed up in many ways. You're going to have more of this tonight on the CBS Evening News, so we'll see you there. I would guess. Bob, thanks.